Usually Vengevine wins that one.
The creatures do tend to do damage a bit faster than burn spells. Unless you have the right burn spells.
I see a lot of heat over in Anthony's hand.
I think I saw 2 lightning bolts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he is at 17th, but he's going to take a lot of damage very fast.
Okay, Bloodbraid Elf, so Kitt doesn't have an untapped land to activate Fauna Shamans.
Oh, well, that's a creature, so...
And a hasty creature.
Is he not bringing back his Vengevine? Just forget.
It looks like, yep, it looks like Kitt might be forgetting a Vengevine.
Maybe he's thinking about it. Maybe.
It looks like he's thinking about attacking, so
yeah.
It looks like he may have gone past the Vengevine. Now his hand's hanging over Vengevine.
Like, I guess I'll bring it back.
I think so.
It's like, this is why you play.
I don't know what sort of, if they sort of progressed at all from there, but Kitt maybe just trying to figure out, you know, he made the Holtz creatures back so he gave them ball lightning.
Alright, so they all coming in right now. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 with Bogart in the back. And then another Raging Ravine.
And that's it. So interesting. We saw that Anthony had what looked like a couple of lightning bolts in his hand toward the end of the game there. I think he may have had one of those bolts early on and chose not to bolt the Fauna Shaman, thinking that he could just get in enough damage to race Kitt. But
he's on the plan.
I mean, he was on the draw, and Kitt had is clearly playing a deck that can generate a lot of damage very quickly. So. I think the play there was definitely to kill the Fauna Shaman if he had the bolt.
Eason removing the House Park Elementals. So let's see. Those House Park Elementals are coming out.
And here we have Megan coming by the booth. Okay, just won game 1.
Yay!
So who are you rooting for this game?
I wonder who I'm rooting for.
Yeah, Anthony is a great guy.
I mean, you do like model red decks, I hear.
You hear?
That's what I hear. I don't know. It's
look at Eason's face. He looks like
that's determination right there.
Look at that. He's gonna win this.
I called Kitt's mom to let her know. So, hi Claudia and Kat and Max if you're watching. They're over in Greece. So.
What time is it? Over
plus 7 hours.
I don't want to do math.
I did it for you. I just had to find a clock.
I think that might be wrong also.
I think that's actually pretty accurate. So maybe an hour.
Yeah, that might be an hour.
What is he?
Okay, so if you're the mono red deck, first of all, is this a good matchup for mono red?
It's actually not bad. The mono red deck, if they have the right just combination cards, like Searing Blaze, for instance, is fantastic in this matchup, and a lot of the just. Kitt's deck, I believe, is full of Spark Mages, which makes stuff like House Spark Elemental, which makes things like Ball Lightning a lot worse. But cards like Hell's Thunder go over pretty much the entire team, and he can get burned out faster than he can actually mount an offense if Anthony is able to deal with early creatures like Punisher. I don't know if Kitt has access to cards like Opposite Baloth or Kitchen Finks. Those are some of the important cards.
Maybe we know what kind of cards Kitt has access
I believe he does have access to Baloth.
So Obstinate Baloth is one of those cards that can make a big difference in this matchup, and as can Basilisk Collar. Basilisk Collar, just on anything, can end up swinging the tables pretty quickly.
Mostly because of the lifelink.
Exactly, the lifelink is very important, just getting out of range of the burn.
I know Kitt felt like this was a bad matchup.
There's usually a lot of cards in most environments that you can put in your sideboard that greatly increases your win percentage against mono red.
Yeah, mono red is one of those decks that when it's around and when it's popular, it is often kept in check because there are a lot of cards that people can play that are very good against it. Things like Burton Forge Tender, Baloth, Kitchen Finks. So it's a deck that can't get too out of control in terms of how powerful it is, just because there's so many good answers to it. It's interesting. The current extended environment has so many different ways to build mono red. You can build mono red that's sort of as aggressive as possible with Goblin Guy, Tattermunch Maniac, Figure of Destiny. I saw Greg Hatch won a PTQ in San Diego with a deck that had Tattermunch Maniac and Shard Volley. He couldn't get enough lightning bolts, so he got some Shard Volleys in there. So and on the other end of the spectrum, Adrian Sullivan just this past week wrote an article where he talked about a red deck with Demigod. So you can go all out aggression. You can go with more of a late game potential plan. So there's a lot of different options for red. Even though a lot of people are like, oh, you're just playing a red deck. It's like, well, there's a lot of different things you can do with a red deck right now.
All right, so now we're looking at our opening 7, and
so Eason brought in Arc Trails. There's an Arc Trails, Golden Time.
Arc Trails is a pretty powerful card in this matchup. Be able to take out a mana creature and like a Fauna Shaman. So Rashad, did you guys update your technology for this season?
Oh yeah,
It looks like there's a lot better.
There's been quite a few updates. We're going to talk about a lot of those. I got a whole news report. I was going to write it down to make graphics, but I'm busy. I got it to carpal tunnel, and Goblin Guy is getting in there for 2.
Searing Blaze picked up for the turn on Eason's side here. Reveals a Forest.
And Bolt takes down the guy.
So during the introduction of Goblin Guide, like when it was spoiled, I believe there was a time where it was spoiled, and there was a lot of controversy and discussion as to how good it was. Do you recall where you were on in that discussion?
I felt like Goblin Guide was a card. It was interesting because the context of Goblin Guide was very much in. Most people were talking about an extended. Most people were talking about Zudex extended, and I felt like Goblin Guide wouldn't be that good in extended because of cards like Curd Ape and Wild Macabre. It didn't match up very well in that format. It's very clear that Goblin Guide has made its presence known as sort of the definitive mono red 1-drop. But I think that outside of the specific strategies, the specific strategy of mono red, we really haven't seen it that much, which is, I think, pretty much what you could anticipate.
And so Eason ended turn, Searing Blaze, the Noble Hierarch, and then comes in with a Hellspark Elemental after that.
So Searing Blade is one of those cards that makes mono red so much better against creature strategies. Previously, you had to decide, do I want to bolt your guy or get you? But it's actually no, you have to get both, which is a huge deal.
And a Cunning Spark Mage here.
Cunning Spark Mage, guys. Arc Trail.
You really want to get some value out of your Arc Trails.
Well, he can Arc Trail the face. That's value.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the good value because you get the 2 to the face.
I believe Anthony had another Hellspark. Yeah, he has another Hellspark in his hand, doesn't he?
That's a Lightning Bolt?
No,
that's something else.
And Figure of Destiny, maybe?
I thought that figure was another Hellspark, and I was thinking he unearthed rather than cast one from his hand, which is generally wrong because you can cast right from the yard.
Exactly.
So Kitt down to 7 life. He does have a grip full of cards.
And a Kitchen Finks.
Kitchen Finks is one of those cards that, as we said, can help keep mono red in check.
It gains you so much life, and not just the 2 and then the 2, because it gets to block something. So it usually ends up gaining you 4 to 6 life, like 6 to 8 life.
But can he deal with a Figure Destiny here? Here comes Figure.
So Figure is 4/4 already.
1 more land, and it's hitting the air, and it becomes a flying first strike. 8/8.
Flying first strike 8/8. So that bird could be very important on Kitt's side.
Does it trample too? I think it might trample.
I don't believe flying first strike. I believe.
That's enough. If it just flies in first strikes.
I believe Kitt may be wishing he had some squadron cards over here. Blocked that guy for a while. For those in the chat wondering, Figure leveling at sorcery speed. He actually wants to level it at sorcery speed so his opponent cannot respond with Lightning Bolt to kill it. He wants to make it a 4/4 before he gives his opponent any opportunity to respond.
So, Kitt, I didn't see his hand. It looked like he just picked up a Copperland Gorge for his turn.
I saw a Vengevine.
Vengevine as well, yeah. Probably deciding if he wants to get into these Kitchen Finks.
People were saying something happened turn 1.
I believe they were suggesting that Kitt hit off Goblin Guide and then didn't discard.
Did he? No, he played a bird. If you play a bird,
he
then
didn't play a bird.
he
He bolted turn 1.
If you play a land or play a card, you don't have to discard.
But he bolted on Anthony's turn. I don't think he actually hit on turn 1. I know he hit on turn 2.
Yeah, he hit on turn 2.
He hit on turn 2, but I don't think he actually hit on turn 1. I actually wasn't paying attention to the first flip, so I don't know.
Copperline Gorge plays. Comes to play, Vengevine here.
And the Vengevine getting in there. 14.
Eason drops up 14. 1 more land, and then this could be big problems here.
And off the top is a Hellspark Elemental.
All right.
That's some damage.
That's not bad. What's his other card? It's
Hellspark, Lightning Bolt, and was our third?
I think he only has 2 now.
Okay. So Hellspark is in his hand right now.
Down comes the Hellspark and thinks about it.
I think he's afraid that Kitt might have Lightning Bolt off the Birds of Paradise or something.
He can't really play around anything at this point.
He needs
to just get there.
So they're both in.
Yeah, there's nothing you could do if your Hellspark's going to get Lightning Bolted. He's just going to get Lightning Bolted.
Red is one of those decks, in this sort of position with the red deck, is one of those things you can't try and play around your opponent's cards very well. So yeah, he blocks Figure of Destiny. Net takes 1 damage. So this is interesting. So Kitt goes down to 8 life.
Anthony 18 or 14? Sorry, 14.
Yeah, well, Kitt will go down to 8.
I think that. Oh, that was an obstinate Baloth for the 2, I believe.
That's going to be a kick to the nuts.
That can be a serious problem.
Well, if Eason just bolts to the face and then draws a land, maybe
well, the obstinate Baloth is actually makes that plan not work. The obstinate Baloth will bring him to 12 life.
Oh yeah, and it's only an 8.
Well, he needs to bolt the birds to get it through, even if he doesn't land.
Oh, that's true.
Right, then he could probably win the race.
So, yeah, obstinate Baloth brings him to 12 life. So this is slipping away from Anthony Eason. The 2 life gain creatures here have been a big problem.
And a cunning Spark
Mage. So
Yes.
This looks well in hand for Kitt, actually, because I don't think Anthony can win this turn. He doesn't have actual blockers for the 2 4-power creatures that can
if he
just
draws
come
a
crashing in.
land, the figure becomes an 8/8 that can block too. That was
Another Searing Blaze, that's not going to be...
another Searing Blaze. Not really what he's looking for.
Well, how much damage is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he can't get through that Baloth.
So I think he may need to Searing Blaze bolt the Baloth, then attack. No, he's at 8 life himself.
Yeah, he
he's
needs.
actually dead then. No,
Yeah, he needs to block.
He's very close to dead. Vengevine isn't a card you can really profitably block.
Best plan of action might be just doing that. Get rid of the Baloth, sit and block.
Yeah, so Kitt's board's looking really good with a Vengevine, a Kitchen Finks with 1 counter, Birds of Paradise, Obstinate Baloth, and a Cunning Spark Mage. And they're all staring down Lone Figure Destiny, currently at level 2, we can call.
And Eason has a Searing Blaze in his hand. Searing Blaze is the Cunning Spark Mage.
That's going to be just a 1-point Searing Blaze. And he's going to end his turn there.
It might have been fine to unearth the Hellspark there and attack, and then bolt the Baloth.
Yeah, I think I would have unearthed the Spark Mage because he's going to need that mana. Like if next turn he draws a land.
Oh, yeah, I was a bolt that land game. I think the game's over here. Yep.
Yeah, pretty much just over.
I'm liking this red-green deck.
Oh, it's pretty sweet.
I'm thinking I'm liking Elves, Llanowar Elves over Birds of Paradise.
It's interesting you mentioned that because the list that Nassif made that I believe both Sperling and Paul Reitzel are playing has Llanowar Elf, does not have Bird.
Either Llanowar Elf or maybe Noble Hierarch.
It has Noble Hierarch and Llanowar Elf, does not have Bird.
We definitely saw Noble Hierarch. Eason's just dead, or...
I mean, he looks like he's dead. Look at he's not liking where he's at.
He gets rid of the Vengevine.
Bolt Vengevine, block.
Block.
The Ram Gang.
Block really.
Blocking Ram. Yeah, he has to block Ram Gang. He has to block either Ram Gang or. And there it is.
Yep.
The Spark Mage finishes him off. So Kitt Holland takes what he thought was a bad matchup, 2 games to 0.
Yeah, it didn't look like Anthony had any of the anti-life gain stuff, like the Stigma Lashers or Stigma Lasher mostly. Maybe
Stigma Lasher, Leylight of Punishment, another card that you see. Yeah, it was also game 1. I it's somewhat confused why Anthony didn't take out that Phonic Shaman. Phonic Shaman is a